What's up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new, hi, my name is Devin, and I hope that you will consider sticking around and subscribing. And if you're not new, as always, welcome back. You know I love you. So today's video is another video in my partnership series with QC Makeup Academy, and since it is February, we thought it would be appropriate to bring you guys a fun Valentine's Day themed makeup tutorial. So that is what we're going to be doing today. I am going to be using mostly the Amrezy palette today. That's my goal because this is the newest palette that I bought and I really want to play around with this. So if that is something that you are interested in seeing, let's get right into the video. All right, here we go. You guys will have to excuse me. It's like 9 o'clock at night. I worked a full day today. I've been awake since 6 o'clock in the morning. This makeup has been on my face since around then, and we're just going with it. We're just doing what we have to do. So if I'm a little loopy, that's why. So the first thing that I want to do is prime my eyelids. So I'm actually going to use this e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. It's brand new. It's a newer product from e.l.f. and I actually have not tried it yet. It's a brand new pot. So I'm going to take a little bit of this. So jumping into the palette here, I'm going to take this shade right here called Wasted. And I'm gonna try to set my eyelids with that. It's like pinky and it looks like it's got like a tiny little bit of glitter in it, so I don't know if I'm gonna regret this decision or not, but there's really not any other color in the palette to do this with. So I'm just gonna give a light dusting over my eyelid with that. For the crease, I'm gonna take this shade right here called OG, and I'm taking that on a Morphe M573. And I'm just gonna run that in my crease. I wanna start off easy here today because I do want to step outside the comfort zone a little bit, so. And I'm actually gonna take a bigger brush. This is a Morphe M504, and I'm not gonna put any extra product on it, but this is a little bit fluffier and not quite, so this brush is fluffier, it's not as dense, it's bigger, and I want to use that to soften that color a little bit more. It's so funny because this is my favorite eyeshadow formula. I absolutely love every single one of the palettes from Anastasia that I own. But it's like every time I use one for the first time, I'm like, oh, that's pigmented. And I'm like, what? Why was I not expecting that? Like, why at this point am I not prepared for this? But every time I'm like, oh, look at that. Like I always just pick up a little too much. Okay, my camera stopped recording and I'm not sure how far it got, so starting over. Next, I'm gonna take this little guy right here. So this is one of the new e.l.f. liquid eyeshadows, and this one is in the shade Disco Queen. And I'm gonna lay that down as a base for another shadow that I wanna put on top. So I'm just gonna start putting that on the inner half of my eyelid, starting right at the inner corner and then kind of working it out to the center. And I'm gonna work it up into the crease a little bit as well, almost as if I'm doing a cut crease, but I am not a cut crease queen, so this isn't gonna be the neatest for me, but you could definitely use a more precise brush if you wanted to make it a little bit cleaner, make it a little bit more precise or whatever. So that option is definitely available to you. If you're like me, just use the applicator, you'll be fine, don't worry. Okay, so now before that liquid eyeshadow dries down completely, my idea here is that I'm gonna take this color Barb. It's kind of got a similar shift to this liquid eyeshadow, so I just wanna pack that right on top and see how it looks. This could be an utter failure. Let me start with my finger first, actually. So I'm just gonna take my finger in there instead. Yes. I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up, but this just gives it a little extra something. It makes it a little bit more pink, and I really like it. Next, I'm going to take the shade Semza right here, and this is the brush from my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, which I don't even have that palette anymore, but I still have the brush because I like this end of it. So just anything that's a little bit more dense, that's going to help you kind of pack it on. So I am going to start packing this into the outer third of my eyelid. You can use that brush to kind of soften that line where we stopped with the liquid shadow. And I just like to kind of lightly pack. Again, these shades are very, very pigmented, so starting with a little bit and building up a lot of times will be easier and less of a mess and a little bit less scary than trying to put too much on at once. And we are going to take this up into the crease a little bit as well, but I want to use a different brush for that, so just kind of stay here with it. So can you guys see on my eyelids here how putting that liquid shadow on first and then blending the outer corner shade after putting the liquid shadow helped to kind of diffuse that line, and they just look a little bit more seamless and more blended. I had been doing it in the reverse, like I had been putting my darker outer corner shade in and then putting the liquid shadow on if I was doing a look with liquid shadow, and it was a little bit harder to get that line to blend and look seamless. So a little tip for you, if you are experiencing that problem, try doing the liquid shadow first and then going in with your outer corner shade and see if you like the blend better. Play around with it. So next I'm going to take a smaller, thinner blending brush. This is my BH number 8 brush from the Marbled collection. I use this all the time. And I'm going to take just a little bit of that color Semza again. Let me just show it to you guys again. And I'm going to start working that up into the crease. And again, slow and steady and a little bit at a time wins the race here. You guys, these shades really are pigmented, so you do not need a lot of them. You only need a little bit at a time. And now that I've built that shadow up to where I want it to be, I'm again going to take that fluffy brush with no extra product on it, and I'm just going to soften the edges again. This is one of my favorite techniques, just to make sure everything is nice and blended. So I do think I want to deepen up the outer, like the very, very outer corner a little bit. So I'm going to first take a pencil brush. This is the Morphe E18, and I'm going to take a tiny little bit of this black, and I'm just going to lightly pack that right on the outer corner. And my intention here is not to make this look like there's black, but it's just to make it look a little bit deeper. And I'm going to take a blending brush. This is a Morphe M504, no, 506, and I'm going to blend that out. And I have to tell you guys, that barb shade that we have on the lid is literally getting all over my face, so just keep that in mind. I would suggest maybe using a glitter glue with it if you're going to do all this kind of crazy blending like I'm doing. I probably should have thought about that before I did it, but we're just kind of going with the flow here. I'm just doing this look as the ideas are coming to me, so that's just how it goes sometimes. But learn from my mistakes and maybe use a glitter glue with that shade. It's fine. And then just to make sure that we are perfectly blended, I'm taking that brush that I was using to blend out that pink shade into the crease, and I'm not going to put any extra product on it. I'm just going to use what's left on the brush, and I'm going to try to soften the edges as much as I can. Okay, so that technique, using a black to kind of deepen up whatever look you already have on the eye, it takes a little bit of time because you want to be careful. You don't want to use too much. You really want to blend and make sure everything's seamless. But I really do love just that little extra bit of smokiness and depth and drama that it adds to the look. So it is worth it. You may need some practice, but I like what it adds to the look. So moving on, I was gonna put another color right here in the middle, but I kind of like the blend that we've got going on right now, and I don't think I want to ruin it. So I'm gonna go ahead and smoke out the lower lash line now. So first I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some eyeliner. This is just a Morphe eyeliner. And I'm also gonna go ahead and tightline. Alright, to smoke out the lower lash line, I'm first going to start with my pointed liner brush. Get some of that shade Semza from the point. And I'm going to try and stay as close to my lash line as possible. And I'm going to work that right along the bottom. And once again, taking that if I keep saying 504, M506, that small blending brush, I'm just going to smudge that out. Next, I'm going to take a flat eyeliner brush and I'm going to take a little bit of that black shade BK and I'm going to smudge this right into the lash line, right next to where we put, like right up against where we put that eyeliner in the waterline. And I like to do this just to help the eyeliner kind of blend into the rest of the look as opposed to having it look like it's just kind of sitting there on your waterline. Next, I do want to do an inner corner and a brow bone highlight, but there's not really, like if you look at this, there's not really like a brow bone highlight shade, at least in my opinion. Like there's not anything that I want to use to complete this look in this palette. So I am going to jump over to the Jackie Aina palette just for one shade, I think. So I am going to take this shade right here, which is called Trust Issues, and that's what I'm going to use as my inner corner and brow bone highlight. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the makeup that I have on the rest of my face has pretty much been on my face all day, so I already have a little bit of mascara that's left over from the day. It's a little crusty at this point, so I am quite excited to wash my face and take all my makeup off after this, but I am going to finish this look off with lashes, so I am just going to take my Cocoa lashes in Queen Bee, because these are really the only dramatic lashes that I have right now, and I feel like this look definitely needs a little bit more drama. So I'm just gonna get some glue on these guys, pop them on. All right, so here we are with lashes. So we are gonna go ahead and, let me adjust my chair here. We're gonna go ahead and finish up with lips and then we'll be done. So I figure I can really only do a pink lip with this look since the look is so pink. None of my other like nude colors really work with this as I was trying to like swatch them and compare them. So we're gonna do a pinky lip. So I'm first gonna take this lip liner right here. This is the ColourPop lip liner in the shade Oh Snap. And then for lipstick, I'm going to use this guy right here. This is the Anastasia Liquid Lip in the shade Dusty Rose. This is definitely a lot pinker than the lip liner, so I feel like it'll match the look a little bit better. All right, you guys, so here we are with the finished look. It's that time in the video. Let me know what you think. I hope you liked it. I hope it was fun. This color scheme and like working with these different like brighter, not neutral colors is definitely outside of my comfort zone. So this was definitely fun for me to create this look. As far as the palette goes, I mean, I liked it. I wasn't expecting not to like it. I would say that the shades that I used definitely performed in the way that I would expect them to from Anastasia's shadows. So thumbs up from me for this. I wasn't really expecting anything different. I do want to say thank you again to QC Makeup Academy for partnering with me on this video. And I also want to let you guys know that there will be a blog post related to this video over on the QC Makeup Academy website. So I will link that down below. So once this video goes live, you will also be able to read that blog post. So I will leave all of that information linked down below. And with that, I want to wish you a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope your 2020 is going fantastic so far, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Mwah. Love you. Bye.